Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together.
Okay.
Ripples approach.
Yeah, we left off with ripples approaching.
Are they sinister
Kira?
ripples?
I think they're nice, friendly water striders.
Can't really see, just ripples coming toward Kira's direction.
Am I supposed to roll to look?
No.
I'm using my.
I roll a
Don't
17 plus
Nobody
2.
else sees the ripples.
Oh, wait. Yeah, plus 2. 19. What do I see? Because I'm looking now.
You see a large, dark-colored water strider tapping the water with its front leg.
Why is it a water strider? I thought I had an elk written down. We talked about this.
Huh?
We talked about this. I wrote elk, not a water strider. But I guess a water strider is good in our current situation.
You can summon other things later, but an elk wouldn't show up right now.
The elk is doggy paddling towards us.
Okay, so I look up and I see this water strider.
Mm-hmm. And you see it tap and send ripples to you.
And
Eldritch Blast.
what am I supposed to do now?
Well, you have speak with animals at will now, right?
Yes.
So you reach your finger into the water.
Boop, boop.
You feel the ripples go against your finger and receive a message, albeit a simple one, from the water strider that basically says, need a lift?
Guys, I think we have a ride.
All right.
A bug?
Where's the boat?
It's a water strider.
And as you look over and Kira says, we have a ride, this big water strider across the surface and into view, maybe 30 feet off the side of the island.
All right. Well.
It talked to me. We're good.
All right. I trust it.
How
That's
long
fine.
were you under the water?
Since when
A
do
while.
you talk to bugs?
I don't think we'll see this particular one again, but this seems to be handy right now, so just go with it.
You're like
All
the
right.
worst superhero
Sounds good. Where do I
ever.
sit?
Thanks for healing me with one of my own berries
How do I get up there?
You're welcome.
after like 3
All right, tell
turns
me.
and
you
dumping
have-
me into the water
I throw
again.
the grease wizard onto
it was
his
his
back.
fault, not mine.
I pick him up by the collar and
Would you have preferred to
seat
drown?
of his chaps and
I
throw
kind of
him
was
off.
already, and I spit out some water.
That was not my fault.
What do I roll?
Will was not listening to that
I was
exchange.
listening to both conversations. Arin's trying to throw Grease Wizard onto the back of the water strider. So
Considering
Arin,
I haven't told it that they're friends, I would assume it would skirt
roll-
sideways.
roll an
One,
athletics check,
two.
Arin.
Feats of strength.
While
In
I'm counting
contest.
down, you
7.
should tell it we're friends.
No, Arin.
18.
Okay, she throws you in the general direction of the water strider. Roll an acrobatics check.
Nat 20.
She throws you in a spiral. As you go through the air, turn around. You're sitting reverse cowgirl on this water strider.
Or
You threw your feet
astride.
first.
Astride would be the proper
And
term.
even
It's
under
the
your
weirdest Legolas moment ever.
even under your
Like a gnome.
weight, which isn't as much as some of the others around, you can feel it kind of sink down a little bit, spread its legs out a little bit further.
All right.
Of course, this is... No, never mind.
Come on, guys. After me.
We got so far.
Thanks for ruining this, Will.
I tried to make it all right.
No, you didn't.
Astride, not reverse cowgirl.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
How do we get up there? How do we get up there? How do we get up there?
Okay, and the water strider strides toward the shore.
And
Whoa.
I guess we tried to climb up on them.
and it comes gently onto the shore, and it lowers its body down so
Eldritch
it's not,
Blast.
so it's not up in the air so that we can climb onto its back.
It says it cannot take all of you.
Sorry, Hannah.
Bye, Hannah.
Sorry,
Just
Nomi.
kidding.
You
All right.
guys suck.
Hey,
Well, he can fly.
hey, can you ask it how long?
Do you have any friends?
I do.
Can you ask them to come too?
Yes, I might be a little while, but
We're-
I'll be back.
We're good with waiting.
Yeah, we'll chill over here.
We don't really have anywhere else to go, I don't think.
Oh, I can't
Okay.
hear this conversation. Never mind.
It starts to take off.
Whoa! Wait, you guys aren't on it yet.
We can't ride on
Bye.
it. Oh, all right. I'll jump off.
Okay,
Splash.
into the water.
Swim to shore.
Okay.
Long rest time, anyone?
What if?
Yeah, it would probably be about, I don't know. This was sometime on the third day
Yes.
all this happened, so you're pretty much stuck on the island. You probably would have a couple hours before you could benefit from your long rest, but you couldn't really go anywhere in the meantime
Well, it's been 1 hour.
with the short rest.
Yeah.
Can we just include that to our long rest?
Yeah, that's toward, well, I mean, that's toward you waiting. You can only benefit from one long rest like every 24 hours.
Right.
So you got a little bit longer probably before you could
I don't
take it.
think we can take a
But-
long rest right now. Is what he's saying.
You can. You got to hang out here though, so you can hang out here for a few hours and then take a rest.
Okay.
So you can rest and then rest.
Okay.
So, fireball.
Oh.
yeah.
Hey,
How about that?
Hey, Zev.
Yes.
And I hold out 2 gold. And then I put a 3rd gold in it. And a 4th. And a 5th.
Okay, we are good.
Okay.
But you listen to me. You pay attention to where your friends are from this point forward.
I usually try and do very
no,
good.
no more usually.
And I kiss Aaron.
65.
What?
There you go. I know you've been waiting for that. So
If you try to do that, I'm going to pick you up and throw you into the water.
Again.
All right. Roll a
kiss check.
grapple check between the two of you. I guess you can choose a strength or.
I win.
She wins.
Okay. You reach in. Aaron just palms your face. Do you want to throw him?
I kiss her hand.
Yeah, I throw him.
And as he kisses your head, you pick him up with one hand by his head and throw him into the water.
Oh. I also took many points of damage from the fireball.
Which is why I tried to kiss it better. You've been wanting me to kiss you, I know. I've seen the way you look at me.
Why are we doing? Why?
I'm just not that into you, Aaron. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Hey, shh, 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 shh. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
If
No
you-
one else knows.
If you need me to kill him in his sleep, the bidding is open.
I'm
do you
not.
want- do you
I'm not
want
going to
gold?
pay you to do something I can do myself. Yes, you gave Zev gold. I want gold too.
All right, here's 3.
Didn't he get 4?
No. Okay, yes, 4.
Got 5. You know.
All right, here's 5 gold.
While they're having this argument, Henna kind of moves over to where Kiro is sitting on the side, looking off to where the strider came from, and sits down.
Hey, Hannah, how you doing?
I was going to ask you the same after you spent all that time under the water. You all right?
Well, I think I'm doing okay so far as the darkness goes, but I'm getting really tired of all of this.
Yeah. Well, it definitely wears on you being down here, if that's what you mean.
No, I feel like I'm doing okay because we're still going, and we've got friends to help us get back to the end where we can get back above ground. But the only reason really I think I'm doing this is because I really don't have much other choice, but I'm getting tired of this and I keep on almost dying and I don't know how much longer I want to keep doing this.
If you don't mind me asking, why are you even here?
Well, I was here to find my mother, and then I thought that she was kind of causing all the issues, and now I don't know. And I hadn't really had much time to think about it, but now I'm wondering if she isn't causing this, but is now a shell for whatever is going on.
What do you mean, like a shell for what?
Well, everyone keeps describing the person in the south that's been causing all the issues above ground as pretty much looking a lot like me. But when we talked to Takashi at the Albagula Games, I don't know if you heard about that, but he said that he didn't see my mother come back over. So I'm feeling like she's not here. But if everyone keeps saying that the person in the south looks like me, then it makes me wonder if my mother is dead and they're just using her body.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty rough.
So now I'm here to finish it, and then I don't know what will happen after that. I'll at least see it through and try and stay with my friends for now.
Okay.
Because I don't have anywhere else to go. How are you doing?
Well, I don't want to be here. That this place makes people do things that they wish they hadn't. Lived here most of my life before the flood, and I thought it was the worst thing that could have happened to me and to my people. But the few of us that got away, for us, maybe it wasn't. I'm happy to be part of something that might help make the land heal. I spent a little bit of time in the blighted land to the south, just trying to survive before I came to Raventree, and if that's going to spread across the whole island, there's not going to be anything here for anybody to live on. Down here is going to be a better option. And if that's the only option that's left, well, I think I'd just rather try and make sure that doesn't happen, I guess. So
If it takes over up there, I think it would take over down here too.
maybe.
We appreciate you coming with us. I'm sorry for the cost that it's caused you so far.
Thank you. And just for the record of going back, because it's been a long time, you did have a lot of people say, like, the person who looked like you came to the temple, took the stone. This was the stone from the temple of the Third Land at the mountain peak. That was what was keeping people alive there and not aging. The stone at the bottom was stopping people from dying. But that was stolen a long time ago, not when the other two were. And the person who was described as having taken it, that was who had looked like your mother for the most part.
And then people kept talking about the person in the south being female and everything.
Yeah, the person in the south was identified as
She.
Narrowed it down to half the population.
But she had the stone that my mother had stolen, so...
Yeah, you guys have the information that whoever's in the south is being held together by the fact that she has this stone, despite the fact she is basically tied in some regards to like a fiend of entropy where everything should fall apart that she touches. Instead, it's turning to chaos and it's allowed to thrive because it's been in contact with that stone. So it's been a long time since we talked about any of that, so I'll bring that up. Well, it's came up in conversation a little bit. Okay. Zidrez, I'm not Zidrez. I'm looking at my notes for the next thing. Henna, all of a sudden, pops Malkovich out of her ring and just starts he's a little bit anxious. She just starts trying to pet like behind his ear.
It's very nice.
So when we get these things, you said they're coming back with friends?
Yeah, when I was younger, my mother, before, when she was good, I guess, she showed them to me and taught them how to dance for me.
These things?
They were a lot smaller. I'm not entirely sure what happened here, but I think this or the spirit of it will come to me to aid me if I need it.
Well, okay. Maybe we should all talk about what the rest of our plans are here in case... I mean, we had some pretty close calls there, right? And you hired me to help bring you through here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a chance that next close call is going to be a little closer. Should probably figure out exactly what our plan is so that if something happens to any of us or if we get separated, we know where we're going. You want to go talk to the others?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Okay. I'll be there. Give me a second with Malkovich.
And I swear to God, if my mouse ever gets hurt, I am coming for you.
And if you ever touch my mouth again, I'm coming for you too.
No amount of gold.
Guys, are you,
Oh,
you
hey.
guys okay?
Hey, Kira.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine.
I don't think she was asking you.
So I'm glad we all made it through that fight. That was cool that we made it. And that was cool what you did with the bag. Thanks for helping us. She was underwater. She doesn't know.
Do we need to kill him now, or
No,
fine.
no,
like,
Zev.
like we've got a few minutes here?
No. Not yet, no.
I think we're good right now. So-
Mike could open or Sam could, the GW can open a slit on the top of his bag and Zev can stick his sword down through the opening. And
No, then he's going to
Have
teleport
No.
A
out.
hunger of Hadar inside the...
I was thinking
I
Faux-bearer.
just stick my finger down in there.
I was thinking Faux-bearer in that way. He tries to jump up and stabs himself on
He
it.
apparates with the sword in his face.
Yeah.
That's good too. I do like the hunger of Hadar though.
I like that as well. Can I do an Arcana check to see if the bag would hold up?
Sure.
14?
You think if any amount of damage was done inside the bag, it would likely destroy it.
Okay. Nope.
We'll just leave him.
He's just
In fact, if he were to try and damage the bag inside of it, there's a good chance he could destroy it.
How would he do that though?
To try and tear it from the
Skeletal
inside.
fingers are very pointy.
Right, but it's not like you couldn't. I went in.
I don't
you-
think
you
it's
said
fabric
you
on
couldn't
the
get it
inside.
from the inside.
Isn't it stone inside?
It's stone.
It was stone?
Yes.
Okay.
He
Alright.
disassembles it from the inside.
All right. Well, sure.
We're just gonna have to leave him. That's his bag now.
Or we pull him out, get a surprise round, and try to kill him before he can hurt us.
Oh, I don't want to do that right now. You've just fought this big thing.
I've got my spells.
Especially not
I
while
have
we're
no
in his
spells.
element. Like, if we could wait until we got out of the Underdark and then pull him out of the bag, I feel like we could take him then.
But what happens if we are engaged in another horrible fight and
Then
that's
the-
when he breaks the back?
Well, then the
It'll
bag
be
gets
fine.
destroyed and opens up a rip in space and time, transports it to wherever, somewhere else.
I thought all the things just fell out.
No.
No? Okay.
It's one or the other. Doesn't really matter.
To be fair, I wasn't with you when
But
you
the
found
manual's
that
in
thing.
there. It's in the middle. It's in the.
Technically, I think the bag is overloaded.
Of bones.
No, I think it's overloaded. I think it should have exploded.
But it didn't, and we can't retcon that.
That
So
would be a
it's
pretty
at
big
capacity.
retcon.
He is God. He can retcon anything he wants.
No, we'd have to go way back.
It's at
I thought it could
capacity
hold-
because I tore out all my bells.
He's a light skeleton, so it's
It's at we'll say
it would have to
capacity.
be- he probably wouldn't weigh like a person. So
No.
No.
It's that flesh that adds the pounds.
that's true.
I mean,
know-
a skeleton
you
can
know
only
what they
weigh
say.
24.5 pounds to.
You know what they say:
26.
flesh always adds at least 10 pounds.
Okay.
We could ask Carl about that, but you rearranged him.
I did nothing.
Who?
All right, so
He was a
let's wait.
skeleton.
You want to wait to wait then?
I think we should kill him now.
Zev, we're not killing the grease wizard. It's
No,
off the table.
skeleton.
Oh.
Merman.
Marin.
Yes, that one.
No, let's just leave him for now and get him later. We'll get him next time.
So you have that
Your eldritch
You have
expert
Marin
is saying this is
in
a
my
bad
bag.
idea.
in your bag.
Yes.
I'm so glad I've hitched my wagon to this star.
Good. I'm glad we're finally coming around.
So Henna's put Malkovich is kind of roaming the edge of the island there, sniffing down the direction that you're heading toward down the river. And she walks over to you. And she says, well, what do we have left in terms of water?
I have 2 bags.
I guess
she has
I
Plus
have
the last
two
little bit
bags
in my
as well.
middle bag.
2 bags.
You
Yeah.
don't. Because you gave one to the refugees.
I have 3
That was
bags.
before we made it to whatever place.
But you don't have another water skin. You gave the water skin away.
I couldn't have picked one up in the other city in the fleshly lodgings.
You didn't.
Just because I didn't say it didn't mean it didn't happen. I
I
figured I
haven't-
would have restocked because we said that we'd restock, right?
I mean, at best, you guys have 2 and dash in a third
I have 2 and a
days
dash.
left of water.
I haven't been.
I have potions I could drink if need be.
for hydration.
It's like drinking syrup.
But it's still liquid.
Syrup. Oh,
You guys, I'm immune to whiskey.
Feeling fine.
2 days worth, right?
About 2 days. I
Yeah.
would be a little bit less than that, apparently. Because God doesn't like me to drink.
There's a moral lesson in here somewhere. I know.
There's not going to be any water in Zidraz or the Night March, at least nothing drinkable.
What did they
It
drown?
says,
Drink?
it says an infinity well.
The city.
think-
Drow have
The
drank
city-
enough. Zavask.
The city's
they're not-
abandoned.
Oh, they're not there anymore.
Well, we better get going then. We better. Well, I guess we can't
We
get
have to
going.
wait for the Striders.
But after that, we better run.
I know I was against asides, but I don't know if getting water is an aside or, maybe more of a necessity.
I'd like to drink water and not die.
Can't we just boil this water?
No, not unless you want to end up kind of like that guy in your bag eventually. I'm actually a little worried about Kira.
What?
How long she was under there.
Oh,
Oh.
But
he's in
Kira
my
has a
bag,
deer in the
though.
headlights look, except we don't have headlights here. Kira and the Fresnel lights look.
we could head, if you look at the map, which there are a couple of them, we could head upstream where the light water joins the dark river and refill there. I think with those striders, it might take half a day to go upstream and a couple hours to come back down.
Perfect.
That water, if we can get to the falls, wouldn't be corrupted by the dark river until it crashes down into it.
I mean, I don't think we have another choice.
I mean, if we skip that, our next chance for water is probably Red Rock. And the Afridi keeps mostly Azer slaves there. Sometimes keeps mortals that need water, but sometimes just decides he's not going to bother with the task of bringing it to them anymore and just get new ones when he needs them again. So that's maybe 50-50.
Based on how
it's
far,
okay. We'll just go get some water.
based on how far we've traveled and how far we have yet to go, we need to go to the Lightwater Creek.
Yeah, all right. I'm down with that.
Because if we've been here for 2.5 days and we're only a quarter of the way, we need to get water.
All right. Do you want to talk about our path through Zidraz, or do you want to wait till we get there?
Let's wait.
What is there for us to say?
Yeah.
Feels like you just tell us.
Well, I mean, there's a few different ways we could go.
Let's go the fastest way.
There used to be a path that we could get from Zidraz to the Devil's Breath in Red Rock without having to go across the Night March. But the Azers filled it in with rubble after some of our refugees used it to escape.
Is it loose rubble?
No,
What's
I
the
mean,
Night March?
They blew the passage that they didn't know was... We were actually planning to use it for an invasion at some point, and we never ended up going to war between the time we found it and the time our city flooded. The Night March is what stands between Zidraz and Red Rock. It's a barrier that was left there purposefully, and probably the reason, maybe the only reason, we had peace with the Azers as long as we did.
What are those?
They're these smiths that live in Red Rock. They're like beings of brass inhabited by fire.
They look like a fiery dwarf in armor.
Cool.
Now that I know what I was looking at back in the Slaver's Bay.
Yeah. We never got along, but we also didn't really want to face crossing the Night March to go to war with them either. We had some plans or some contingencies for doing that if we needed to, but they weren't necessarily the most pleasant. The Night March has two portals to a very deep and old place. And occasionally things come through those portals and hunt along the Night March. We had one such portal in our city as well that we kept under constant watch. We had a series of arcane protections put over that, the largest of the portals to the deep place, that were kept inside the Infinity Wall. The things that you could hear from down there, if legends are right, are things that we would want to avoid, but with the old pass through the Devil's Breath collapsed, we're going to have to figure out a way across. If we do, that means, we'll have to either sneak and guard our minds when we cross those places.
How long would it take for us to sneak across there?
Probably twice as long as it would take us to run, which is another option.
I meant like time-wise, because I have Pass Without Trace, and it lasts for an hour.
It would take us about a day at a normal pace to make it across. A little longer if we were sneaking.
How about if we ran?
We could make it in, depending how able we were at keeping the pace up.
Don't even worry
A
about
few
it.
hours, maybe.
All right. What level is
8 hours.
Pass Without Trace?
2, so I can pass it or cast it twice.
Yeah.
And I do have it in the spell scroll too.
All right.
So 3 hours. If I'm rested and I have all my slots.
The third option is to take something from the infinity wall and use it to try and cover the portals to the deep place. This would take time to put them in place and potentially a ritual that we'd have to perform to seal them. This was something we were going to use if we were going to march in force against Red Rock, and we didn't want those things coming up behind us. But it's something we've also never tried.
Well, what do you suggest we do, Hannah?
I don't know. I think it's just something we need to think about as we're moving down towards Zidra's, because our plan for how we're going to get across the night march is going to influence which parts of Zidra's we're going to need to traverse while we're there. That's the only reason I bring it up now.
All right. Do you guys ever think we should have just faced the blight up top?
Winston lost an arm to the blight.
Yeah, and we almost
And-
lost 5 lives to the Underdark.
But we've made it almost halfway there. Winston barely brushed the edge of it.
Yeah, Winston's a piss man. I mean,
Yes, but if even Henna would have rather go down this way than go through the blight again.
all right.
I don't think a party would have made it even as far down as I did by myself with this cloak. And she pulls the cloak up, and you can see it's kind of like she's been wearing it, but she whispers something, and you see it kind of activate, and it transforms to make her blend in a little bit to the area around her.
All right. Well,
So you had that this whole time, huh?
Yeah, but it wouldn't do you much good if I stayed hidden the whole time, would it?
Yeah.
so now we wait.
All right. Well, you want to wait and then go ahead and take the long rest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do. You get half your maximum number of hit dice back.
So is it dawn the next day, or is it still the...
It would be dawn, sort of, but you
So
don't
we-
really know.
Back to health, full
Back
health.
to Clippy.
Yeah, full health, full spells.
Are you really doing Clippy again at this
Have to.
hour?
Have to every day.
Or else what?
It will fail. I think with that and the long rest, having defeated that encounter, you all are level 6.
Yeah!
Oh,
Crap.
yes! Oh, yeah!
I get a warlock feature.
I don't get really anything at level 6, I don't think.
Level 6 is a big boy level for Sam.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Date Night Podcast with me, Eva. If you like the show, we could really use your help to spread the word. Share the show with a friend or family member who you think might enjoy the story, or the characters, or the items, or the game. Or not enjoy it but download it anyway, because those numbers still count, baby. You can also help by following us on social media like Twitter at D8 Night Podcast and sharing our posts from there. That's also the best way to follow our giveaways, that's giveaways plural, and announcements about the show. Now, back to the action.
So last time you guys battled over the water with the Spider Queen and Black Marin, who's still in Sam's bag and actually is under the weight. That is
Ridiculous.
Because we agreed that a skeleton
'Cause the
weighs
weight
less
is
than
only-
a man.
It's
the
only
weight
like-
is 80 pounds in the
Yeah.
main pocket. The side pockets were 20-something pounds.
and a
so-
skeleton only weighs about 20 pounds.
Yeah, so he's definitely in there.
So stupid. I love it.
But what we didn't mention is that he's wearing 70 pounds of gear.
Then you guys were waiting around trying to figure out basically how to get off of the little tiny island that you were on in the middle of Trolltooth Cavern when Kira had a memory of water striders that her mother was actually able to speak to when Kira was a child. She used that and her new feat, the Beast Heart feat,
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
to have a conversation with a giant water strider who was going to run off and fetch some friends, but you guys were waiting around for that to happen, and you were going to settle down for your long rest, and when you did, you leveled up to level 6.
Was I supposed to do anything else?
Do you guys still have things as if you hadn't taken a long rest, or do you have it as if you have taken a long rest?
I wrote
As
down that we
if-
are not taking a long rest.
I wrote that we did.
Yeah, I have that we did.
Okay, so most of you probably erased, went back to max health and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only thing...
Well, we did because we went to level 6. So doesn't that
Yeah.
refill everything anyway?
Well, we usually try to do it when we rest, because otherwise it's confusing. The only thing we have to do is the dark influence rolls for the evening.
Please roll better.
And Zev's nightmare roll. So for these, everybody who spent any amount of time in the water is going to be at disadvantage on the
nuts.
dark influence roll. And that's pretty much everyone was under the water except Henna. Grease Wizard wasn't until the end, but then he went searching for Arin's
Oh, crap.
cornhole bag. So-
I'm not at triple disadvantage for dying
No,
twice
you-
in the
you
water.
will automatically fail one and receive one level of dark influence, and you still have to roll for the second one with the amount of time you were underwater.
Gee, thanks, guys. Woohoo. I rolled an 18. Oh, disadvantage.
No, your second one, because
17
what's your wisdom?
plus 2.
Do
So,
you get anything on wisdom saves? Are you proficient?
no.
Okay.
So 19 is my worst roll.
Okay.
Ha. Ha ha ha.
I rolled a 5.
Well, I was trying to see if you canceled it out by getting up to 20. So,
Almost.
okay.
Than's for the disadvantage
12.
otherwise.
Huh?
12
12, you're still at whatever level you were at.
plus 2.
Do you want to use
I got
my...
11.
You're still at wherever you were.
0.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, you're going to have one more.
Crap.
Uh-oh.
Are you going psychotic now?
Yeah.
What's happening to you?
Grease Wizard is now whispering to her as well.
Is that 4?
That's 4.
Okay. Let me roll for Henna.
Did she roll bad too?
You don't know,
Does she look worse?
I'm asking,
Here's
so
an
I do know.
investigation check.
but you don't know.
Henna has a stroke.
That's a 24.
I rolled
Does she
a-
look a little bit worse or better?
Arin, I'm going to have to talk to you for a second.
Oh no.
Okay.
Probably instead of writing this all out.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be a secret, does it?
Only if you... It's up to you.
Nah, it's fine.
You kept
All
the
right,
first
your
three secret.
maximum health
Oh, no.
is currently reduced by 10.
Oh dear.
And you think you're a chicken.
But in reality, she's a chicken.
You have dreadful visions throughout the entire night.
With foxes.
Technically, you should not have benefited from a long rest
But she leveled.
with these
Too late.
nightmares. So just drop your hit dice down. We'll say down two hit die,
Okay.
and your max health that you can heal up to is currently reduced by 10.
I'm sorry. What was the other thing besides max health?
Your 2 hit dice.
Wasn't there another
You
one?
had horrible
Oh,
visions
yeah.
throughout the night, basically.
What were those of?
The other thing
The other thing.
that from before, I still
KFC
need you to
double
roll
down.
a Constitution saving throw based on your previous level. And you're at 2. You need to do that also.
Wait, do I have to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Am I at 2 or am I at 1? I think I'm just
You're
at
at
1.
1.
Haha. I can handle the dark like a pro.
5.
I'm at 0.
You're
21.
You're otherwise fine.
I love
I-
it.
Zev, you're at disadvantage from not eating enough on Constitution and Strength checks.
Just like my childhood.
Dark.
Well, I'm gonna feed Clippy with all my good feelings.
Oh, didn't we see Clippy in that GMM clip?
Yeah, we saw. Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored, but we love you guys, Rhett and Link.
Sam, you did not develop a level of dark influence while you were sleeping?
Correct.
Okay.
Asshole.
You being in this cavern, have a dream again. Kind of picking up where you left off. I don't know if you or the Grease Wizard has ever had those types of dreams that pick up where the last one left off, like your dream self or your astral body has just been paused during all the time waiting in between, whether it was just the time it took to roll over and go back to sleep, or if it was a month and many other dreams later. But this is precisely the circumstance that the Grease Wizard finds himself in now, except the perspective is flipped back and forth between your adult self and your childhood self. Last time you dreamed of Elysium, you were a little gnome boy staring into the waters of a silvery lake as an aside on a hunt for a beaver to skin and tan as a gift for your mother. Now you find yourself as your adult self staring up out of the water at your childlike reflection in the world outside the water and laughing. Your laugh ripples across the water around you and stops short while his continues on, breaking for the first time the echo or reflection that you had of each other. You lose that vision of yourself and now instead stand in an ever-expanding white chamber. An ancient sea elf floats beside you that you recognize is Takashi. You're in your aquatic form inside the original chamber where you met Takashi, which is now full of water. The rest of you, when you wake up that morning, the first thing you notice, or at least whoever is on the last watch before everybody wakes up, for the first time since Albagula, the Grease Wizard disappears through a portal. So I don't know who would be on the last watch. I think Aaron was on that last watch and saw him disappear.
Sure. I can't sleep anyway.
That's right. It might just be one of your visions. You're not real sure.
Yeah.
Then, Grease Wizard, you see Takashi kind of extend a hand, and you feel yourself pulled through all that water as if you're under the ocean and going all the way back to the surface. But instead of surfacing in the middle of the ocean, you're back at that pond where your childhood self is. You step out of the water, change the perspective to the child, and see your aquatic adult gnome self step beside you and say, "Hey, me, I know I get that we're after something, right? Like, we want to feel wanted, or more like important, right? Like Big Brother. Well, you see, you could come with me and we could be like, I don't know, a god or something. I'm not really sure exactly, but like a god and the king of magic. I mean, we're going to be those things anyway, I think, but we could also be the person that makes, like, well, mankind's most important decision in like 10,000 years or something. Would you like that?"
That impression was perfect.
Yeah, he did turn a little Australian.
That
But
was
I'm very impressed. Just the right amount of incoherence.
Would you like that, buddy?
To be a god?
Well, yeah, I mean, sort of. And definitely the king of magic, see? And the crown lights up on top of the head and glows as the king of magic crown spectacularly golden.
It's like you've known him since birth.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, like, why? What good would it do?
Well, you see, I know that we want to impress Mom, right? Like, it would be really cool to really show that old lady that we've got, you know, what it takes, like Dad and Brother did to get us here to this place, like she always talks about.
GW's got mama issues, too.
Oh, yes, I've got many issues. They're secretly stuffed inside.
Do you remember when you gave Mom
They're the boy.
the beaver pelt? And he points back over your shoulder, and all of a sudden you're back inside the hut where you and your mother lived. And you can hear your mother breathing in the other room back behind the beaver pelt that separates her room from the living room.
No, I don't really remember that, but I believe you. I'm starting to remember that, I suspect.
Yeah, so you take it like in the time between these two visions. It's been about a year, maybe. You went back to the pond. You had got the beaver. You had skinned it, tanned it, and given it to your mother for her birthday, and she was very impressed.
Oh, now I remember it. Yes.
Well, this will be like that, but so much bigger. Look, you're gonna have to come with me though, and we can't come back. Well, buddy, it's gonna hurt, like, a lot, but we got friends that need us, and that part's, well, that's the part you, me, and this other part of us I haven't figured out yet. That's the part we're missing.
Well, so what exactly are you saying? You're saying I'm going to be a god, right? I was a god. A god, right?
I don't really know how it works, but like right now I think you sort of have one inside of you, like a little bit, and it comes and goes. But if you come with me, like, it'll stay there, and we'll really have it, and we'll be able to make a choice, like to save the world or something. It's
Save the world or something.
I don't want to say it's the most important decision that any gnome's ever gonna make, but it sort of is.
So, hold on. So, this is me. This is Grease Wizard now, right? Boy Grease Wizard is Grease Wizard now. Like, he has, like, right? Like, what? Like,
Grease
He's
Wizard.
actually speechless.
this is like a vision, right? And
Is it?
oh,
You're not.
I'm saying, do I
particularly sure.
have my memories as to where I am right now in our timeline?
Which version of you? The
I'm in the
child Grease
Underdark.
Wizard?
Do I know about the, like, I'm in the Underdark?
No, you're from the perspective of yourself
So,
as a child.
as the child.
As
That's-
if you're 7 years old. You had just done the beaver thing was almost a year ago.
Okay. So
You
okay.
had saw yourself in the pond about a year ago, and then saw yourself again. You'd gone back to look and make faces in the pond like you had many times, and this time you came out of the pond and started talking to yourself.
Okay, so my character right now, 7
Is the kid.
right there. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I'm kind of stealing your current self. For
got
this,
it. Okay, all right, got it.
which is confusing.
You don't say.
So, there's people who need me.
Yeah, buddy, I know, like, he looks back over your shoulder at the room behind. He says, I mean, there's people that need you everywhere, here and there, but there's a lot more people who need you there, and just because you go there doesn't mean maybe you can't come back here again sometime, right? I mean, maybe if you wanted to go.
Well, I'd like to be a god. And
That's the spirit, yeah.
can I go say goodbye to Mum?
Yeah, we could maybe say goodbye, though, buddy. And then,
You too? I mean, okay.
all right, and when you say that, go back in the vision in front of Takashi, and the same statement about goodbyes echoes here as a question in front of Takashi. We're basically saying, we can say goodbye, though, right? And Takashi looks at you, and you're back to your adult self here as that question echoed, to try to make that clear. He looks at you with kind of a sad heart and says, I think so. The link I thought I severed still hangs on by the tiniest of threads. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. After all, you were the god of second chances. And he exhales and smirks at you a little bit and says, but that second chance comes with a heavy price.
All right, but I could say goodbye, right?
Yeah.
And yes.
The heavy price is you have to decide again that you want to leave. Your other self has to decide that you want to say goodbye. And then just like that, your perspective shifts back to that of the little boy in the room with your mother breathing on the other side of the beautifully tanned beaver pelt in the doorway. What do you do?
Well, I want to go say goodbye
All right,
to Mummy.
buddy, I think that would be nice.
All right. Well,
Okay. You sneak into the bedroom. Your mother's asleep facing the wall on a bedroll. You could just kind of see her breathing in the light of a candle that's burnt low. Her shadow cast from the candle up against the wall. Your adult self kind of just standing in the doorway looking.
what's wrong?
Me? Nothing. Nothing's wrong. Just go ahead, buddy. Say goodbye.
This is harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, buddy.
Maybe I'll just write a note. It's easier.
All right.
All right. Be right back. Love you. People need me. I'll be a god one day.
Is this the note? Or are you saying it to your
I
mother?
can't write.
Oh, you want me to write it? All right. Yeah, I forgot we couldn't write till we were, I don't know, older. All right, yeah? Mm-hmm. And what else?
I'll be a god and I'll be able to help you.
Okay.
Don't be worried. Also, I took my Xbox controller.
Yeah, you did.
So don't worry, it didn't get stolen. But I'm only taking one, so you can still play Halo without me.
Halo's big in Elysium, by the way. All right, buddy. I'll leave this here on the table, and
Wait, don't you need to sign the note?
maybe we could both sign it.
All right.
All right. And as you reach out to sign it, your adult self kind of takes your hand at the same time, and all of a sudden, you're the same person.
Oh.
And you're just 7 years old. You retrieve a small box from the cabinet. You pull it out. You arrange some candles on the top of it. You sing yourself a song. You blow them out on your 7th, as it turns to midnight on your 7th birthday. And then you wake up as you are ported back among your friends in the island of the Underdark, having used this item, which is currently discharged.
All right.
What is it?
It's the... Shall I read it?
It's up to you. It's in your pack now, but it's up to you how much of any of this you're sharing. I know we talked about a few things about your background and where you are right now, and that might not all be in the open yet, so this would kind of put that in the open, so I don't know if you want to do that now or later.
Oh, Aaron's up, right?
Yeah, Aaron's tossing and she was trying to stay on watch, but she's seeing all kinds of things instead.
Oh, what's that? I just scared Amy so bad.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You're fine.
I just finished reading the description,
Mm-hmm.
which I will not read all of right now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm so mad. I'm your wife. You have to tell me.
Was that a proposal from Aaron to the Grease?
No. Do not Paul Blart me.
Hey, Oren?
I thought you weren't supposed to do that anymore. Where'd you go?
I'm, so listen. I went to Takashi, right? There's a vision about my past. I remembered a bit of it, and I need to tell somebody.
Whoa.
So
That's like not supposed to happen though.
right.
Are you
yeah.
sure it wasn't just like a weird dream? Because I've been having some crazy dreams.
No, I've got a pretty good wisdom check down here. I've got 0 points of dark influence. I'm pretty good. So listen, I'm well, I think I'm 7 years
Like
old.
now?
Yeah. Maybe
That
7.5.
explains so much.
No,
That
puberty is
explains
rough.
so much.
Right. So I was a little boy, and then I now came there, and we became
Well, now I
one.
feel bad for throwing you around a little bit.
I mean,
Eh.
yeah, you should. Anyway, so that sucks, right? I left her mum. I couldn't say goodbye. So I hope she's okay.
Why did you have to humanize him?
So
I have feelings.
Oh,
So, am I like legally your guardian now? Am I responsible for you? Because I'm not ready to have a kid.
So, yes. No, I don't know how this works. Aaron, I thought I was not 7 years old. I mean, I didn't think about my age that much, so maybe could have gotten there somehow. But, so, yeah.
It does explain so much, though.
Yes. So that sucks. So that sucks. I hate remembering things.
Sorry, little buddy. Do you
well,
need
listen,
like a
listen. All right,
hug?
Okay, don't.
Or maybe a
'Cause I might be-
bedtime story?
Hey, I'm gonna cast fireball on you. So
Oh, again?
okay. So I'm only a kid.
Yeah, you cast fireball on me. I'll give you the spanking of your life.
All right. So listen, Aaron. I'm telling this to you, but you can't tell the others. I don't need them knowing now. You go through the. You went through this too. You're going through this too. You understand. That's why I'm telling you. But don't spread it around, please. Someone else needs to know, but I can't have anyone else knowing.
Fine. Do you want a hug for real, though?
Would be nice.
Okay, come here.
And I just kind of cuddle under her arm because you're sitting, right? I imagine
Yeah,
you'd be sitting.
yeah.
I just kind of cuddle under her arm and kind of lean against her,
Okay.
and spend the rest of the long rest just kind of there in silence.
I assume that he's fallen asleep and now I can't move and I feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there's this sweat spot, like where it's just soaking through your clothing.
Thanks for sharing our date night with us and exploring a whole new world together. We'll see you again next week. Until then, keep in touch by following us on Twitter at Date Night Podcast or visiting datenightpodcast.com.